One of the nice things about voice acting is that it's a nice profession with nice people, and we all tend to get along and help each other. And you've been in every little aspect of this, and in fact, you were a bit of a trailblazer early on when it came to women in directing. One of the first directing. And I actually have a quote from you that I found on the internet. I want you to comment on that. This is a quote from I believe, IMDb quotes here, but it said, I pushed hard to get my first shot at directing, which was on Power Rangers, of all things. I was already self-directing a few shows and knew directing voice actors would be something I could do well. So it took a lot of kind of confidence in that. So how did that come about, that you kind of decided this is where I want to go, and you had to smash through a bit of glass to get there?
Well, let me preface it with, I think you were actually in the board meeting that we were having on set at the actual shooting, the warehouse where we were shooting, when we had a production meeting, and I stepped forward and said, we were working with a lot of children, and at the time I had my own little dance troupe of middle school and high school age kids, and I had been directing a lot of theater and teaching, coaching actors for years. And I really stuck my neck out and said I would really like a shot at this, and Tony was one of the first people who got on board with supporting me in that choice, because those jobs were being offered to men.
Primarily, yeah. Primarily, almost exclusively.
In fact, men that weren't even pursuing directing. And I threw my hat in, and everybody kind of took a double take and gave it a shot. And it was really the very beginning of all that. But it comes from my stage background, from directing and producing and choreographing lots of theater, and coaching and working with other actors, and getting lots of child talent to agents and beyond. So it kind of came from just an inner knowingness, which I guess is what I was talking about in the interview.
You've had roles from Haruhi to Ghost in the Shell, Magna Games, Magna Carta 2, Final Fantasy, Advent Children, and you've directed a number of anime and also games now. Do you have a preference, acting to directing?
That's a good question. I wonder if you do too. That's a very good question. Turn it back to you.
Yeah, it's about you.
Okay. I think I like the meatier the role, the juicier the acting, the more extreme, be it drama or comedy. I think that's the stuff I enjoy the most. Sometimes I love working in games, but sometimes it's not as contextual. We don't always know exactly how it will be placed, visually certainly, or how it feeds into a franchise or a large story arc. But in anime, we get to really live with our characters and our cast for so long. Of course, series are the best way to really get to know characters, actors' abilities, where you just become a part of it, you live it, you're immersed in it. So I think I like series the best, but I love working in feature films, and gaming is a huge part of what we do now, and I completely embrace that. So I don't have a favorite child.
What's the difference for you between games and anime in terms of approach, both directing and acting?
Generally, the trend, as you know now, in gaming is very real. They want things very natural, almost what we would define as slightly dull, but the catchword is theatrical, so live action-y. And anime still has a chance to be out there and to really explore, an alternative universe and, take it way over the top. We don't always get to do that, but certainly when we're, chibi or, anything that's just way out there, it's a lot of fun.
Anime over the top? Nah, never.
No colorful audience, no.
Let's take a question over here.
I wanted to hear what you thought about Karen Kasumi in X.
What do you think about Karen Kasumi in X?
The character?
Yes.
Well, I didn't get to live with her that long. She was very mysterious for me. I just couldn't get enough of her because she has a lot of screen time, but from my participation, she didn't have a lot of lines. But I loved her kind of tough, kick-ass nature. It was great. Ooh, bleep nature.
I think it's okay now.
Is that okay? All right.
We're in the afternoon now. Okay. All right, cool. And one more question over there. Come on up. Speak quickly.
Go, Craig.
Go ahead. First question.
Hi. Okay, out of all the video game characters that you have played as in the past and current, what was your favorite character, or who was your favorite character amongst every other character?
Let me repeat that question for those. He's asking for all of the video games that she's done. Which of the game characters have been your favorite?
Well, in, let's see, Lady Arabeth de Tilmerand was very epic for me. It was one of the largest roles I've done, and my script, just my lines, were the size of a large novel. And I was so blown away by this character that I begged the production team to let me have the actual shooting script at the end, and I've never done that before, and I turned it to a total fangirl and got everybody to sign it. And it was a big deal for me, and it's like, you know, my treasured document I still have. And that was a lot of fun because she was so epic and so intense, and I borrowed so heavily from Kate Blanchett, so that was a blast. But I really have fun with Black Rose and Black
So well, that's a good question though, because I mean most of us.